Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I am Retro.
I'm Wolf.
Hello. Wolf is playing tonight.
We have to go.
Lucy,
Now.
where have you been?
Got some Assassin's Creed 2 going on. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Saturday night.
We're at least attempting Assassin's Creed 2.
Tempting Assassin's Creed 2. Not had a lot of luck with this. I think we're going to be okay this time. We'll find out.
Hopefully.
Before
Fingers
the-
crossed.
If we're not out of
Did
here
we do
on
the
boat
light
before
thingy?
then.
I did, but it's still washing us out so bad.
But right now, I need you to just
a little
shut up
better.
and do what I
Little.
say. So please, get in the animus.
Taking it from 2 to 1.
Thank you for the like, Alex.
Hurry up.
If you happen to be watching this stream, feel free to come in and chat with us.
Hello.
Puppy!
Puppy's gonna knock over your drink if you're not careful.
I know. I got puppy.
You guys know. Subject 17, Desmond Miles. Subject 16,
Confidential.
Searching for relevant memory data.
I think this is the only game I can think of where it opens with a childbirth.
He's a boy.
Oh, my love. Scotch, I was back when they told me. Did I miss it? Am I too late?
Giovanni.
Tu sei un uditore. Sei un combattente. Perciò.
You attention-starved pup. You act like I never love on you. I never cuddle you. I never snuggle and rub on you. You act like you're just this attention-starved thing.
Fine set of lungs.
Ah.
Shall we call
Excellent.
Alright, get out. Ka!
She's like, but, Daddy.
You're almost too big to be a lap pup, you know that?
Almost.
Get up.
You're right on that limit.
As long as we,
There isn't time, Desmond.
Keep the weight down.
yeah, don't allow her to get fat. She'll stay right on that edge.
This is the Wolf and Puppy show.
Really getting out of here, huh? Sturgo's got some fucked up interior decorating.
Hey! You're not supposed to be up here! Open this door! I'm calling it in! We have a
Alright, come on.
Running! Run.
And I ran so far away.
Whack.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Up.
All the moves were fast as lightning.
And then she goes and pesters Orion, so then Orion's like, leave me alone.
What about the camera?
I rigged
Orion can be a cranky old man when he wants to be. Bellatrix, get down.
She simultaneously keeps him young and stresses him out.
Keeps him young and proves that he's a cranky old man at times.
Yeah. You know what I need to get? I need to get a crazy straw.
Yes.
I need a big crazy straw on stream. Get one of those where it's like eyeglasses and then comes back around. Or get a hat.
We need to get to that.
I
I
need
used to
a
have
hat.
one. I used to have one of those hats.
I need a
Time out
hat.
for security.
It was green and it had a shamrock in the middle.
I like it.
Run, dude, run!
Run,
Running,
Luke,
running,
run.
running.
All these clear cubicles, nobody's in. Bellatrix.
What do you think?
You make every game hard mode.
Yes.
Desmond, shut the fuck up. Please. I thought this card would work. It must be on a separate system, and I don't have the code.
Wait.
I'm trying to remember who voiced her. There was somebody like, let's see, who voiced Lucy in Assassin's Creed? Oh, Kristen Bell. Okay.
I don't know.
Let's go. It's always something.
What was that, the animus? Subject 16? Ezio, Audi something?
I think we've been wrong all along. That's why we need to get out of here. Vidic and
What?
the Templars, they're only
Huh.
part of the problem.
What?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't want to tell you because it's going to end up being a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a spoiler for her character in the third sequel to this game.
Okay, then don't say anything.
Okay.
I like the infinite health.
For now. You have it right now.
Yeah.
Although this is very much like the Matrix concept with the animus. You've got this dystopic real world that's happening. Well, in this case, it's not really dystopic, but you've got a real world, and then you've got the fantasy world that you get plugged into.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Certain someone wants him in his favorite spot.
Thanks for that. Great. Shove the trunk, bouncing around.
This way.
Orion, lay down.
Tell me what's going on now?
There's a reason for this. We need your help.
Y'all hit the thing on the chair just right.
Abstergo's gonna replace their apple.
Oh my gosh, why must we walk? Why can't we run?
Because now you're in a safe place.
Where they can.
And they have to get dialogue out before you get to the actual cutscene where there's more dialogue.
Templars are too powerful.
Okay, well, apparently we're going up, so I'm just
Still
gonna
don't
go
see
up.
how I fit into this.
We're going to train you. Turn you into one of us.
What? No. No, you've seen me in action. I'm no good at this. And even if I was, it would take months. Years even.
No, not with the animus. Not with the bleeding effect.
La 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 la. What happens if I run ahead of her? Oh, all these doors are shut. Never mind.
Yeah, you can only go so far.
Over here, Desmond.
Hey. I want to continue. Where is she?
She's coming.
But I'm just one guy.
She went the other way.
Sometimes. that's
Still
all.
can't do anything until she gets there, though.
That's why we found him. My ancestor. What was his name? Ezio?
If you can follow in his footsteps, you'll learn everything he did, just like he did. Years of training, absorbed in a matter of days.
You broke me out of Abstergo and brought me here just to make me an assassin?
Yes.
Look, there's more.
Pretty much, yeah.
But it'll have to wait. Trust me, okay?
Do I have a choice?
All right. I'm in. Tell me what you need.
Really? You're sure?
I thought you'd be happy about this.
Sorry, I'm just a little surprised. I spent the whole ride over here figuring out how I was going to convince you to do this.
Save it. After what those Templar bastards put me through, I'm ready, willing, and able.
Mm-hmm. Hug, hug.
The voice actor for Desmond is Nolan North.
7 years.
He's most notably known for the Uncharted series of games, but he's also voiced in a lot of other stuff. He's also the voice in the Xbox Deadpool game that they made. He's the voice of Deadpool.
We've got everything set up and ready, Reason. Just say the word and we'll get going. Here, I brought you something. A parting gift from Abstergo.
And
Memory core. This is
later on, you meet Desmond's dad, who is voiced by John Delancey. And John Delancey, for those of you who are Star Trek nerds, Star Trek The Next Generation, more specifically, John Delancey was the character of Q on Star Trek Next Generation.
What your role is in all this.
And Star Trek Picard. No.
my job.
But he's got a very distinct voice. When you hear it, you go, oh, that's John Delancey. You just know it's him. And I remember my dad said that he met John Delancey at a Star Trek convention some years ago in the 90s. And I guess he was every bit as arrogant as his character Q was. But from what I've seen, because that's what everybody knows him as, he's known for just being that way because that's kind of what you expect when you see him. He just kind of is that character all the time.
Hey, listen. I just wanted to say thank you. And I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know, before. Everything in Abstergo. It was just... I wasn't ready.
It's okay.
No. Going through all that. Knowing that the Templars still exist. What they're planning.
What's done is done, Desmond. You're here now, and that's what matters.
It's so interesting playing this, especially if you've seen the National Treasure movies, where like the Templars and the Templar Treasure and all of that, the Masons, all that, they were like the good guys, right? They were, you know, they were all descendants of Freemasons, and then the Knights Templar, and then in this, like, you're hunting them down. So it's so different points of view of history, and I am not on the side of the Templars at all when it comes to the actual history of things, because the Templar Knights were the Crusaders, and the Crusades are one of the ugliest periods in history.
Once you're out there, actually doing stuff, risking their lives, little things like that.
He's kind of prickish.
Well, he's British, so, you know. If he isn't the stereotypical arrogant Brit, then, you know, it wouldn't be right for a game.
So how does this work? Of course.
Deep breath.
Ah! Oh, what are you, a tiny child?
Sean,
Well,
here we go.
I mean, that was kind of a big needle.
Yeah, a little bit, you know. I didn't see a tourniquet applied. I didn't see her, like, looking for the right vein.
Nope.
There was no sterilization of the skin.
Nope, just... Just, I shall stab you.
Stab you with this dirty needle that you know nothing about, and I'm not wearing gloves. No wonder you're on this acid trip.
Alright, game, let me just play.
You wake up from all of this and realize that you're just in a mental ward somewhere on an like detoxing. Teutonic Knights! Teutonic. Aesthetically, the Victorian era is one of my favorites. I mean, look at that outfit. That is a sexy outfit, all right? I would wear that today. I would wear that today. All day. I would dress like that. Aesthetically, the Victorian period is one of my favorite from an artistic and fashion point of view. It gave us corsets.
Enough of your nonsense, Grullo!
Gave us Carnival and Mardi Gras. You know? Which I need to go to Fiesta in Texas.
Yes.
Never been. And so one of our affiliates is Geek News Now. We're affiliated with geeknewsnow.net. But the owner of Geek News Now lives in San Antonio, where you used to live. And he was telling me that I needed to come out for Fiesta because Fiesta made Mardi Gras look like a church service. And anybody that knows me and describes anything like that has me intrigued, because I've been to a lot of church services. So I'm very, very interested to see in the name of research, very interested to see what it's all about. I've always wanted to go to Carnival in like the Caribbean or in Europe, which is where Mardi Gras comes from. Carnival was first. Something else I also appreciate about this. It's men handling issues like men. You got a problem, me and you, let's go outside, let's deal with it, and then it's done. That's it. That's how it ends.
Let's see how many of them you can ruin before they get the best of them.
That makes me sound horribly barbaric. But
I think that's most men, though.
Well, and here's the thing. My biggest problem is that you can't talk to anybody about what your issue is with them anymore, because they're gonna get offended and they're gonna get bothered.
I need a safe space.
I need a safe space. You know what your safe space is? Your safe space is the hospital room I'm gonna put you in. That's your safe space, because there's guards and cameras. That's your safe space. We have a problem. If you can't, we can deal with it one of two days. We can talk about it like men, or we can deal with it the old-fashioned way, and I'm fine with either. I'm perfectly fine with counseling and dealing with things and working it out. All right?
Let the doctor decide.
But there are people who I have discovered will say things
Wasted it on women and wine, huh? Hardly call it wasted.
that they would never say if we dealt with it the way that we used to. Where I can challenge you to a duel,
There's bound to be something.
and your honor is forever stained if you refuse. Yep, loot the bodies of the people that you just beat up for money so you can go pay the doctor to get your face fixed.
Yep.
I like it. And I remember when this came out, there were a lot of uber religious groups that came out speaking against Assassin's Creed, because it's literally a video game where you're playing an assassin and it's glorifying the assassin. And on the surface, I could see that. But nobody... You notice none of these guys are dead. You know, they're all rolling around. They're hurt,
these
they're
two
unconscious.
aren't rolling around.
Oh, okay. They could be unconscious, but most of these guys are rolling around, right? Number one. Number two, everybody you kill in these games, they're horrible people. You're not just killing innocent people. You know, you're not taking out women and children here.
The dead cannot defend themselves, huh? You right.
Y'all need to give me a little bit more. Alright.
Hurry, Ezio. The sooner we're done with the doctor, the sooner we can sleep.
Priorities. Sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Boop, boop. Haha. You fell.
So you're going to the yellow marker on your map.
I kind of figured.
Now, from what I understand, when they built the map of the cities in this, they went to the actual locations and like photographed and videoed everything to get the feel of it right, the layout of it right. It wasn't just made by a bunch of guys sitting in a room. They went on
Your
location.
face is only asset.
Mark of a brother, right there.
Yep. A big brother at that.
Yeah.
There we are.
You got the plague doctor mask.
Grazie. This way.
Which really, those make a lot of sense. Alright, I think they need to come back.
I like the plague doctor's stuff.
Well, and here's the thing. What they would do is those masks would be hollow. It covered the nose and mouth completely, and under the
And
chin.
then they would also put like herbs and stuff.
They would stuff it with herbs or spices or something for smell, right? So they wouldn't, because I mean, you're dealing with a world that, by our standards, isn't sanitary at all.
Not sanitary, and then you're also going in where people are sick.
People are bathing once a year. Like, this is not a. It's so funny. It's like people were like, "Oh, I want to live in the Middle Ages." Imagine the smell
It's like, are you sure you want to live in
before
the Middle Ages?
indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine the smell in the streets, the smell of food.
They would just dump their human waste out their window.
Yeah. You know, imagine, you know, it's amazing to, and it's because they don't know better, right? So to them, that's normal. We look back on it through our lens of
Knowing the
what we know.
value of
all of that,
cleanliness.
you know.
Never change. And may it never change us.
Well, even just to talk, I heard a nurse. She was a nurse during World War II. She was talking. She was like, you know, we didn't have disposable gloves back then, or
Yeah.
autoclaves. What they would have in the middle of like the hallway or like the maternity or like the ward, whatever they were in, they would have a pot of boiling water
Let's go.
that they would drop their stuff in and take it out of
Ezio.
to use.
Let Christina
And that boiling water was what sanitized everything. Clean rags and boiling water. They didn't use any other sanitary methods.
Yeah.
Because they didn't exist.
And that's why in older movies, it was always, get the hot water, get the hot water.
Yeah. I
And
need something sanitary to clean with.
Yeah. But nowadays, things are completely different.
Very different. Very
But
different.
you still get some people that are like, I need hot water.
I have a
Like,
hard time getting hot water in the bathroom of the hospital. Alright? Taps and showers are even always cold. So, but the other thing that's practical about the Plague Doctor mask was it kept an automatic distance. Right? So
Yeah.
it made sure, and here you're dealing with plague. You're dealing with transmutable diseases from contact. So they're completely covered in leather, which can be washed. They wouldn't wear, historically, they wouldn't wear, you know, any kind of absorbent material. Leather jackets, their gloves were made of leather, all things that could be washed, rinsed off, right? And then their mask, which could also be cleaned, would keep a safe distance. They could stuff it full of herbs and spices. I mean, if you were, you know, we call them plague doctors, but in this day, just doctors. I mean, you were probably the most sanitary person alive.
Yep.
Unless you were just obscenely wealthy, but even then, the wealthy didn't have indoor plumbing.
Yep.
Christina.
Who's there?
Which was a Roman invention, by the way.
I know.
I should have known.
May I please?
I'm a history nerd, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who may just now be joining, particularly of Renaissance as well as Judeo-Christian world history. So I'm a little bit of an authority on the matter. That's about the most arrogant thing I ever say, but it's true. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. It's a Barry White going to the room. Just says, yeah, oh yeah, come on, baby. Makes you press a button to blow out the candle.
Yep.
Your tutor will be here soon. I like how it gives you the translation of the Italian that's spoken.
I'll kill you!
I like how he's completely clothed.
Well, he may have gotten up and was already dressed on his way out the door. Who knows? You know. That was another thing, too. Men to get dressed back then took a long time. There were a lot of layers to those outfits. The shirts were obscenely long, too. Like, he's got a short, what's considered a short shirt. But if you actually, like, look at, like, Victorian clothing, the men's shirts, like, you could take the pants off and then use it as, like, a night shirt. Like, it would come down to, like, your knees. I love that doublet he's wearing with the embroidery on it. It's beautiful.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so now everyone knows that what Retro here would love to have at some point is this complete outfit.
Like, comment, subscribe if you think I should wear it on stream, particularly once I grow my hair out, because my hair was about that. My hair was longer than that actually at one point. But I'm not olive skinned enough to pass as Italian. As I've joked before, I'm so pale that when I take off my shirt, Gondor calls for aid. Props to anybody who gets that joke. But yeah, I would wear that whole outfit, right down to the boots. I would go to the store in that outfit and not care. Like, maybe not Walmart, because like I would go to like Publix wearing that. I'd go to like a higher end grocery store wearing that. Because you would expect to see somebody wearing that at Walmart, right? And it's too classy to be categorized with the typical person of Walmart. And I shop at Walmart a lot, and I can say normally I look like everybody else.
Like, we literally went to Walmart, what was it, last week? And yeah, we were wearing our swimsuits, but we had like swim shirts
Hey, George.
and swim shorts.
And Rohan will answer.
Yep.
Yep.
But
I mean, just to give you an idea, the inside of my arm is, you know, it's reflecting the light that's on me. I can walk at night and get hit by car lights and be a safety. All right? Just have me ride on the back of your truck and you'll see me at night. All right? If I take off my shirt and I'm on a bicycle, you don't need any other reflective stickers. You were saying, I'm sorry. We were in our swimsuits, yeah.
I was gonna say that we went to Walmart and we were still kind of overdressed in comparison to some of the other people that were there.
And that's the other thing too. We were at a Walmart that's 2 miles from the beach. So all of the things that you see people wear at the beach, size and weight and all considered in that statement, you see at the Walmart here during the summertime. Because people just don't bother even putting clothes on, so you get people wearing bikinis that are a few sizes too small and men in Speedos. I have seen a man in a Speedo with a t-shirt on and sandals because he had to have a shirt and shoes, but it didn't say anything about pants.
Yep.
Peopleofwalmart.com. That is a real website. They put out a calendar every year of like their top ones. At least they used to. I feel like if I were a mechanic, I would put that up in my shop. Like most mechanics, you go into like a hole in the wall or an independently owned mechanic shop. You got like the swimsuit catalog, hanging up.
Yeah.
Calendar. I would have the People of Walmart calendar in my mechanic shop. Hello there. We call that the Donald Duckling. Hi, Silas Bay. Donald Ducking. I like it. Blinded by the light, revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night. Those are the actual lyrics. Yeah. Thanks. Now I can't unsee that. I'm working on embracing my dad bod, or as I like to call it, the father figure. I'm actually trying to lose weight because I have I'm doing a magic show. I'm doing some shows, series of shows, starting in August at basically it's a country club. I'm going to be there like every month doing these shows. And for those of you just now joining, or may not know, I was a professional magician for about 15 years. I have done more shows than I can count for more people than I can count, from corporate stage to you name it. And I've been out of it for a little while, semi-retired, and then I got a call. COVID kind of put me out of it for the most part, because I couldn't do nobody was doing shows. And then I got a call from one of the booking agents that I used to have, and he was like, "Hey, I got this thing going. Do you still do shows?" And I was like, I will. Yeah, I'd love to. What do you got?" And he's like, "Well, I've got this like monthly thing going on that we're getting set up, and it's at least one show a month at this high-end country club. And for what he's paying me, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it." And he's like, "Well, I'll throw in some extra if you have an assistant." So I went to her and it was like, "Hey, do you want to be the assistant in my magic shows for an extra couple $100?"
Dang.
And she's like, "Sure." But I say all that to say the reason I'm trying to lose weight is I was about 20 pounds lighter when I fit into all of my performance outfits, my suits and everything that I would wear for shows. And it's either lose the weight to wear what I used to wear for my shows,
Or get new outfits.
or a new outfit.
We have gym membership. So.
Yep.
So you wait another.
Hence the this instead of a soda.
Yes, the water.
Yep.
But for now, see if you can't do.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Work out 3 to 4 times a week minimum. Change of diet. Goal is to work up to a gallon of water a day. It's a lot of water, I know.
Yes.
It's a lot of water, I know.
Yes.
Well, that's why, actually, you got me this.
Big
get back to using it.
bottle.
This is a half gallon. This holds a half gallon. And the thing is, I learned if I fill this and then put a flavor in it, because I get these flavor packets from Walmart that have caffeine in them, and that's like the only thing. It's flavor and caffeine. There's no calories, no sugar, no none of that. It's just flavor and caffeine. If I put like 3 of those in here with a half gallon of water, I will take this to the gym and I will drink this whole thing at the gym while I'm there because it's flavored. I cannot drink just water. I hate drinking just water. I need flavor.
Same.
I have to have flavor. And if I have flavor, I will drink this whole thing in the half hour I'm at the gym.
He's having a hard time dealing with the accusations against his father. Francesco.
And yes, before anybody says anything, I only do half an hour at the gym because I'm trying to lose weight, not bulk up.
Well, we're also doing the gym followed by going to the pool
Yes.
for like an hour.
Yeah,
so.
we're doing an hour at the pool afterwards.
He's the one with the evidence.
Love going out bike riding, but can't handle the Texas heat very well anymore. Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, and where we are in Florida, we're in Southwest Florida. We're about 40 minutes south of Tampa on the water.
We're about 10 degrees cooler than Texas right now.
And that can change.
Yeah.
So
I just know because my family still lives in Texas. I'm from Texas.
So here's the difference.
And, hold on, I'm still talking.
Sorry.
I was just talking with my mom the other day, and they're at like 101 degrees, and we were at 91 that day.
Yeah.
So there's about a 10-degree difference.
Well, so
sort of.
the biggest difference is we are horizontally on the same equator axis. Hey, Leonardo da Vinci. equator axis as San Antonio. We're literally 1,100 miles due east. Okay? The difference is San Antonio is, what, an hour, 2 hours from the shore?
More like 3.
3 hours. So you're 3 hours from the ocean. We're 10 minutes.
Less than that.
With stoplights.
With stoplights and traffic.
Our
10
house
minutes.
our house is 3 miles from the water right now. So our humidity will be 80% or higher. So we'll have lower temperature, but the humidity is going to be entirely different. Whereas San Antonio is going to have a drier heat because you're not near the water. So it's a trade-off for us comparatively from where she lived to here. Is same temperature really and the same range, but our humidity is so much higher here.
Okay, I know that it's not, but every now and then things are falling down and it just makes me think that it's bubbles. It's like, I know it's not bubbles, but it looks like bubbles.
And we're around the corner from a park that's got a big community center, like really nice high-end community center that we got a membership to. And we get to go to the gym, and we get to go to the pool afterwards.
Yep.
And
I like the pool.
the pool actually it goes like to like 7 foot on the deep end of the pool. They've got laps for swimming. A lot of the local swim teams train there, and it's outdoors. So I like outdoor pools like that versus indoor, because indoor the chlorine builds up in the air, and then it's in the air and in the water. Here, I think that might be a saltwater pool.
Yeah.
Every time we're in it, it's never.
It tastes salty with what little
Yeah.
water does. Like,
It's
it
got
gets
a
on your
different feel.
lips and you don't think about it. You lick your lips.
Yeah, I love saltwater pool. If you ingest them, you don't get the upset stomach. Like, there's a lot of factors that make me think that that's a. And for as much money as has been invested in that place, I would not
Yeah.
be surprised. Because grand scheme, those are cheaper to maintain. So
And then, like, they have the chairlift.
yeah, they have, which is really cool. I don't see those a lot. They've actually got the handicap chairlift for people, which will. They move it. We got to watch it in use. They move it right to the edge of the water, and it's got this crane arm that they bring over, and it sits down, and the person gets out of their chair and sits on it, and then it will raise them up and turn and lower them into the pool. So for them to get out, and then same thing, get back out. Those are like $20,000 machines. They are very expensive. A lot of places don't have them, and it isn't actually an ADA requirement to have them. I used to work in the pool industry, and it's not an ADA requirement to have them. So if they have them, that means that. And I think you were hearing they had some like higher end clientele that like use that. So that's a good, that's an investment.
Yeah.
But
And
so
for all we know, maybe it was one of them that actually bought it.
yeah, very possibly, and donated it to them. Like, hey, we'll keep coming here if you just leave this here, because it's a big machine.
Yeah.
So. And the other thing too with the working out, you found this out on leg day, is I believe in what are called supersets when you work out. It's used a lot by CrossFit trainers, which I'm not like hardcore CrossFit, but what I like the concept where you work one muscle group, and then you take like 30 seconds, and then you work a different muscle group, and you do a set there, and then you go back to that first muscle group. So your rest period is when you're working the other muscle group. And then you go back to working that muscle group. And so you end up cramming in double the exercises in the same amount of time. So in half an hour, you do as much or more work overall as you end up doing in an hour, hour and a half. And for anybody who may have missed the plot, that's the guy who is like dating your sister,
Yeah.
and he's cheating on her, and you're gonna beat the pulp out of him.
You insult my sister. Parading around with this putana.
What are you talking about?
I saw the gift you gave her. With the things you said.
Not to mention, I was watching you necking with her as I walked up.
You broke her heart.
And now I'm going to break your face.
Love to see you try.
You'll regret ever opening your mouth.
I could have taught your sister.
You know, when a guy comes up and picks a fight with you and he's already got scars on his face,
I like how I'm just kicking him in the groin.
maybe you just don't pick a fight with that guy, because clearly he's not afraid to go fisticuffs, you know? And maybe don't get backed into a church wall.
Yep.
Away from my sister.
Stay away from my sister. And I still get money.
The days when you could defend somebody's honor and the police didn't get involved.
Beat up events unlocked.
You know, it's kind of, for me, it's kind of like, you know, I talked about how, you know, if that was still a thing that we could do and it, like, was legal, you would have far fewer people running their mouth.
Yeah.
Just like if we went back to making executions public, you'd have, your crime rate would be lower. They used to sell, they didn't even sell them. Hangings in America used to be that in the local paper would be printed a coupon. And if you got the local paper, you could cut that coupon out and take it with you, and it would get you access to watch the hanging. Now, I will say, I think the electric chair is more cruel of a punishment than hanging, in terms of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Because the person doesn't die right away. It isn't a quick death. It's a very painful way to go. Are there some people that I think deserve it? Yes. But as a general rule, I am in favor more of beheadings and hangings. I think they prove the point a little more.
Oh, up. Thank you. Woo.
Even the gas chamber. And there are parts of the world that do still use public hangings. In 2002, I was in Trinidad and Tobago, which is southernmost tip of the Caribbean chain. And in the paper, they were advertising that there was going to be a hanging. And that was just, what, 21 years ago? You know? We think about that as being, well, that's the way that they did it, you know, here, these public hangings, public executions. No, lots of places of the world still do it, and their violent crime rate is surprisingly low.
Mm-hmm.
The firing squad was one I thought was always interesting, because you would have a line of people shooting, but not all of them
Had bullets.
had bullets. And they were using flintlock, so you would get the muzzle flash. It just depended on whether or not they had loaded a bullet into the barrel. So you never knew if you were the shooter that fired the shot or not. Every gun went off and would visually look the same, because the powder would ignite, you'd have the muzzle flash, and the wadding would come out. So it would look like you just had no way to know. So it gave some emotional detachment and just plausibility to sleep at night of, well, maybe it wasn't my gun that did it.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas if you were the guy that, you know, flipped the switch on the chair, or if you were the one that pulled the lever on the guillotine, any of the other methods, you knew it was you.
You were the one that pushed the button for
Yeah.
the drugs to go into the system.
And with that, it allowed, because there wasn't like specific executioners. A lot of times they would just use like local police or local military. Mm-hmm. So it would be like, hey, you guys are up for the shooting today, and then the rifles, one or two of them would be loaded, and you would just grab one at random, or it'd be given to you at random. And the way those worked, it wasn't like firearms today where you can, for the most part, most guns anymore, especially handguns, you can look at the outside and you can see, like my handgun, if there's one in the chamber, there's a little thing on top that pops up. So I can look at it and know there's one in the chamber. With those flintlock muzzle-loaded barrels. You had no way to know. One of the things that I do a lot of, and I know I'm so random right now.
Yes.
If I want to study history or a particular country, I study how they went to war. How did they go to war? Because how they went to war will tell me more than any history book generally will about that nation at that time. Because it tells you how they spent their resources. It tells you what their tactics were, so you can get an idea of the kind of people you're dealing with. Were they brutal? Were they fairly ritualistic? Were they very ordered and organized, the way that we see like the British Army during the Revolutionary War? Why did they go to war? If you study why a country goes to war and how, you will learn more about that culture and society, in my opinion, than you will anything else.
Feather hunt. Come on. Up. Here we go. One thing of feathers.
What's funny to me is that there's one element here that is mysteriously absent that nobody notices until it's pointed out. There's no livestock or wild animals other than the birds and horses.
And the horses.
That actually gets brought up in like a side thing in one of the games. I think it's the next one. They mentioned that the reason they aren't there is because of software upgrades to the animus. And they actually start showing up in later games as being a thing. And they're like, yeah, did you notice it was like in an email that you can read. And they're like, yeah, now we've added animals because of software upgrades to the animus. I think the developers just didn't want to put wild animals in. Can't say that I blame them. They kind of created a city where you can walk on everything.
Come on. Up. Thank you. I hit the wrong button and then I was like, why is it not doing anything? Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Grazie, brother.
My bad.
I will. On top.
Okay.
Slowly but surely advancing the plot.
Slowly.
The other thing I like
Ever
about,
so slowly.
and I think it's one of the reasons that these games are so successful, is Petruccio Auditore and like the Auditore de Firenze family were real people. So many of the characters in these games aren't people made up.
Yeah, like Leonardo da Vinci.
Da Vinci, yeah. You are, and it's telling the story. They're like filling in blanks and basically saying, well, all these things have happened, and we don't know, history doesn't record how it actually happened, and in this you're going, oh, well, an assassin must have been involved, Cleopatra in history was bitten by an Egyptian asp.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the Assassin's Creed lore, Cleopatra was assassinated using an asp. Things like that, where it was like, these people who died in history, like, they actually, here's how they actually went out.
wasn't what I told you to do, but whatever. Whee!
What I don't understand is how the carts can withstand the impact.
No, idiota. He just happens to look exactly like the man.
Give it here. Don't worry, boy. We're not contagious. This time not.
Just remember, at this point in history, penicillin didn't exist.
I know.
I would have felt bad for people allergic to penicillin when it came out. Like, here, you have this disease that we can cure with penicillin, and then they give you penicillin, and that's what kills you.
It's like, this is a disease that can only be healed
Yeah.
and cured with penicillin.
Syphilis. The cure for syphilis. Penicillin.
I know.
But, of course, now we have ways to counteract allergic reactions.
Yeah, but not when things were first coming out.
Yeah, right when it's new. And you don't know what's going on, right?
Yep. Well, that, and you had to get past the whole view that so much stuff was, like, when it falls under the religious side of, oh, you're
Oh,
just,
yeah.
like, possessed by demons. Or something like that.
Oh, can you imagine being just, like, getting treated by an old country doctor in the Wild West? You got demons in your blood. Here, take some cocaine. Like, you go around the drugstore to get morphine from, like, the local drug man, or literally cocaine. Cocaine was used to treat a lot of ailments.
Yep. And then you actually had, what was it? Chloroform
Yeah.
in cough meds.
Yep.
Cough
Well, there
and
used to
cold.
be liquid. I don't think it does anymore, but liquid NyQuil, at least when I was a kid, had a alcohol content to it. It was like 30% alcohol per volume in NyQuil. Scope mouthwash. I don't know if it still does, but Scope mouthwash used to have a measurable alcohol content, and you didn't need to be 21 to buy it. You could get drunk drinking Scope if you really wanted to drink it. It'd make you very, very sick because of everything else in it. But yeah, you could get drunk, like hard liquor drunk, off of, like NyQuil and Scope. And I was always told that the alcohol was put in it to, like, help you sleep. And then you hear stories of, people being given, especially kids being given, like, whiskey or whatever to help them sleep at night.
Or you use, like, a little bit of alcohol on your finger and rub their gums when they're
That does
sleeping.
work. That does work. Ow! Puppy. That does work. I remember trying that with my oldest when
And then
she was teething.
just so that people understand, it typically would not hurt as much, but we just trimmed her nails the other day. So she's got extra sharp talons.
Yeah, like an edge to them now. You need to go outside. Oh,
Yes.
Yep, there's the ears. She, like, does this whole thing where her ears perk up and she cocks her head. Okay, come on.
Oh, that's what I was telling you.
Come on.
That I think that she needs to go out. And
Yeah. Come on. Come on.
Well, he takes her outside. Oh, Orion, are you wanting to go too? Or are you wanting to stay in here? Orion stood up, so that's why I'm asking him.
Father? Federico.
Serezio! Thank God.
What happened? Where is everyone?
They took your father and brother.
No, I think he wants out. So give me just a second to open the door for him.
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, bud.
Never mind.
Are you alright?
Yes, but mother... She's in shock.
It would be nice if I could skip some dialogue.
It's not safe here. Is there someplace you can take them?
Yes.
I was playing a different game the other day, and it's a whole bunch of dialogue. Pretty much the whole game is dialogue. And I'm just there button mashing, trying to be like, can I skip, and it just wouldn't skip. It's like, I want to skip this. Alright, so now we're just climbing up the building and we're gonna make our way all the way over there. Pretty much as long as I stay on the rooftops, I think I'll be okay. You can't see me, I'm not here.
Not you! He's there! On him!
Can I just knock you out? Cool. Hey, look, a feather. Can I just get the feather while I'm here? Cool.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Imagine the finger strength he has right now. That's all like fingertip.
Yep.
His forearms must be like massive. And it's still more plausible than landing in the carts of hay and the carts not breaking.
Ezio. Father. What's happened?
Took a bit of a beating, but I'm all right. What of your mother and sister?
Safe now.
Annetta too?
Yes. Wait. You knew this would happen?
Not the way it did, and not this soon. Doesn't matter.
What do you mean? Explain.
There's no time. Listen closely. Return to the house. In my office is a hidden door.
There's a hidden door, and you're going to be able to just...
Beyond
Use your talent to find it.
take
Yep.
everything you find inside. Much of it may seem strange to you, but all of it is important. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Among the contents is a letter, and with it some documents. I need you to take these documents to Mr. Roberto. He was with me in the office this morning.
The Gonfalonieri, I remember. Now please, tell me what's happening. What the Pazzi behind this? There was a note for you in the pigeon. It said go, Ezio.
Go now.
Imagine if he had missed that, and that's just how the game ends.
Go up. I'm saying up, not to the side. I figure while I'm here, I may as well get the eagle point.
Yeah. Have you ever played Prince of Persia: Sands of Time?
No, but I've seen it.
Great game. But what's funny about that game is the entire time he's narrating it. So when you die, he's like, hang on, that's not quite how it happened. Let me back up. And then you load back to... Or, no, let me start again. But he's narrating it as if he's telling the story to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
In the
wait,
first
hold
one,
on.
at least.
I can't be telling you the story if I die. So
Hang on. No, wait, that's not quite how that happened. Let me back up.
Wait.
The second and third games, I think, were made by a different team of people. I know the second one is really dark, and it got a lot of really mixed reviews. And so when the third one came out, it just didn't do as well because, like, the first one people loved. It's very universally loved as a game. Maybe I'll play that on stream, but the second and the third ones are very, very different in the feel. But what's cool that I like about the second one, the first one, you have a sword the whole time, and you're using that sword, and the sword changes and gets upgraded as it goes on. In the second one, you get to pick up other weapons, including dual-wielding swords and stuff, and, like, dual-wielding weapons. And I thought that was a really cool addition.
Mm-hmm.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Uh-huh.
No.
You mock me, my wife? Never.
Not at all.
Oh, it's like I told my sister, my brother-in-law was doing something to annoy my sister, and she was messaging us about it earlier, and my response was, that's, marriage. The job of a husband is to annoy his wife since 6000 BC. It's just how it goes.
Okay, let me do it. It's like telling me this is what's gonna help you.
It's got to go through the instructions of what to do before it lets you do it.
But I'm just like, okay, I get it, but let me do it.
And what's great, you've got about 30 minutes more or so, maybe another hour, and then you get to where you don't have all of that. Mm-hmm. Where it's actually get into the game and go do things and, like, fulfill the game. There's just so much beginner stuff. Like, and this outfit is amazing. And there's even a cooler variant of it that you get later. That's like black. Black and silver. It's beautiful.
If my curiosity would have gotten the best of me, I would have probably opened that letter.
Traditore! Hey, look with the swords. You're supposed to arrest me. No.
Nope.
What do you want then? For you to die. It's not going to happen. Why don't we explore other options?
I like how people are just standing there watching.
What are they gonna do? You have swords!
Loot! Because I can. And nobody can judge because nobody is seeing. No judgy McJudge faces.
Judgy McJudge faces?
Yep. Do. I guess this way. Whee! Oh, cool. I didn't know these were here, but I will take them.
Normally they're guarded, so like in the future, you'll see like 3 guards standing outside a door like that, and you have to kill and or distract the guards to get in there. We also hope everybody, all the fathers out there, have a wonderful Father's Day tomorrow.
Yes. Whoa! I'm gonna leave that for right now.
What, that feather?
Yeah,
You're gonna want to.
I know, but I'm gonna leave it for right now.
Okay.
Is it that side or this side? That side.
Yeah.
Go! I want to
Ah!
Hurry! Ah! Yes, bastardo!
Come here.
A gentle race, partial play, and application.
Your manhood first of all.
There's one. Go away. If any means possible, go away. And we interact. So sorry.
It's you and
What?
Dory?
I must be boring you.
No, it's my medication makes me
I don't.
yawn a lot. I'm wide awake. It's just the medication makes me yawn
My
a lot.
father and brothers have been imprisoned. I was told to bring you this.
I see now. It's a misunderstanding. I'll clear everything up.
How?
The documents you've given me contain evidence of a conspiracy against your family and against the city. I'll present these papers at their hearing in the morning, and they'll be released.
Thank you, Signore.
Of course, my child. Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here.
No, grazie. I'll meet you at the piazza.
Don't worry, Ezio. Everything is going to be fine.
Famous last words.
Yep. Yeah, whenever somebody's like, "Don't worry," I worry.
Yep.
Because if you feel the need to tell me that I shouldn't worry, I probably should worry.
I like how it has to do like the full 360 view.
I'm just impressed that that's all playable area. I
Sorry.
remember when this came out, this game had one of the largest game maps at the time. Now, there's plenty of other games that have dwarfed it by far, but when this came out, it had one of the largest game maps. But I mean, like, the Fallout games make this look tiny. Borderlands makes this look tiny.
Excuse me, pardon me, coming through.
Giovanni Auditore, you and your accomplices stand accused of the crime of treason. Have you any evidence to counter this charge?
Yes, the documents that were delivered to you last night.
I'm afraid I know nothing of these documents.
He's lying! Need to get closer.
In the absence of any compelling evidence to the contrary, I am bound to pronounce you guilty. You and your collaborators are hereby sentenced to death.
You are the traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return. I swear, we will! Father!
There! Grab the boy! He's one of them!
I'll kill you for what you've done!
Guards! Arrest him!
How about that? Run, boy. Fast.
Run!
That's what I'm working on.
So, if I remember the history right, in actual history, the father is hanged for a supposed conspiracy. And I think the older brother, but nobody knows whatever happened to the younger brother. So in this, they just had him get hanged with the older brother
And the father.
and the father, if I remember right. Like, and I think if you even like read the history that keeps coming up on like the different characters, it'll tell you what they know from actual history of these events.
White screen. Which definitely makes me look really white on camera.
But Messer Umberto, the Gonfinieri, he was a real person as well. All of the major players were. I love the
I've got
attention
a
to
little
detail.
request for you. I've identified several strange markings that I've discovered right across Renaissance Italy. Now, I don't know what they're doing there, but I want you to help me find out. Rebecca has marked their general location in the database with an eye icon, and she's made them glow as well. Keep an eye out.
I think this might be a fairly good spot to
Yeah.
stop for this stream.
Stop them,
Yep. We'll pick up. We won't be streaming tomorrow. This is
No.
Father's Day. We will probably be back Monday night, I think. So we'll post about on social media about where we're going to be and where. I want to thank everybody who's come out and hung out with us and been in chat and we love you guys. We will be back. So once again, I am Retro,
And I'm Wolf.
and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.